I offer my humble obeisances time and again unto the spiritual master, Shri Gaurachandra, Srimati Radhika, her associates, and her holy abode, Shri Vrindavan Dham, and unto Shri Krishna, his devotees, and the devotees of his devotees. May they bless us to comprehend the subject matter of today, which is dualism. So, in dualism, actually let's have a little recap. This is the series of Light Casts No Shadows, translated on the go from Armin Risi, part 6. So we've been discussing holism in its two forms, the atheistic or mainly atheistic form, which is deism, and then the more God-friendly form called pantheism. So we saw that there is increasing understanding of the whole truth, but also we saw that there are some half-truths there. And so we want to go further to understand more deeply what is actually reality. So the next subject here is dualism. Another possibility to define reality or light is saying that light is the opposite of darkness, which sounds pretty neat, so to say. Light and darkness are two parallel realities, two completely or independent existences. Yet at the same time, darkness is the other side of the light, and there is no light without darkness. In a certain sense, that seems to make sense. But even that is an incomplete definition of light, because dualism is making the duality absolute, and that is creating opposing parties. And the dualistic religions, power structures, etc., all believe they are the carriers of the light, and the others that do not believe the same as them are forces of darkness and evil. An example for that are the great Christian churches that have in many centuries fought the devil and everything which is not conformed to their churches, and tried to eradicate them from the ground or the earth. So this dualism led to the rise of an opposing power, and that is all those who were persecuted or demonized by that church. And in the eyes of those millions of victims of the church itself then becomes the power of the devil. And in the medieval ages they had to meet secretly and could only survive in the underground or in the unseen. And today we know these streams of Gnostic, metaphysic, occult, initiation orders, and Logenverbände. I don't know how to translate that. So there are secret societies that come from that ancient times. And even though there seems to be peace between those different groups nowadays, still both sides, the religious and the secular, are still striving for domination, because still both of them believe that the God of the others is false. That the fundamental religions believe it is well known, but it is less known that even in the occult and esoteric there are streams that have this idea. For example, Theosophy, as it was founded by Helena Blavatsky. And she wrote a book called Geheimlehren, that will be secret teachings, something like that. And she's repeating several times that in her point of view, the God of the Old Testament is a devil, and that demonized Satan or Lucifer is actually the highest being of light or God. And here's a quote: so Satan is growing from the point when he is not anymore constricted by the suspicious, dogmatic, unphilosophic church spirit. Is not viewed there in this light anymore. Then he grows into a magnificent, great picture who makes the earthly human into a divine human and frees him from the sin of ignorance and thus from death. It is Satan who is the God of our planet and the only God, and this without any metaphoric reference to its lowness or degradedness, meaning the Earth planet. End of quote. So that's a pretty interesting view here that she's formulating, and there may be a well-founded criticism on the picture of God that is given in the Old Testament, but she's drawing a similarly questionable conclusion from that. So in many esoteric circles it is expected that this only God, in the times of changes that we're living now, is seen as divine peacebringer and will appear as a world teacher, a messiah, and a Messiah will be empowered by him, by Lucifer. And the thoughts behind that is always that light has to defeat darkness and eradicate it, be it by an apocalyptic final battle or by a growing Luciferian realm of light. So dualism is always in its final stage pointing towards monism, because also the propounders of dualism want that ultimately all darkness will be defeated and there will be only the union of light, and it will be achieved by their understanding of light. So this was quite a little bit of a longer video also. Thank you for attending. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your likes and share if you care. This very important subject matter. Light casts no shadows. We will meet again in part number 7 when we will discuss monism, starting with atheistic monism. And may the Om Love be with you. Jai Shri Radhe.